square, a tyrant's shadow cut from air. Some cheer beneath the Baghdad sun, believing history had turned and won. The tanks rolled in with flags held high, promises written across the sky. Freedom whispered through the sand, a trembling, hopeful, battered land. For years beneath the ruthless rain, fear had been a daily chain. So when the thunder split the night, some saw in fire coming light. The palace gates were open wide, the world was watching from outside. A dictator gone, a chapter closed, or so the early headlines posed. But power abhors a vacuum's breath, and chaos walks with sudden death. Old rivalries long forced to sleep awoke from wounds buried deep. Sunny prayers and Shia cries, different truths, same wound disguise. Centuries written in blood and creed, sprouted again like desert weed. In corridors of ministries bare, new hands reached for levers there. The ministry of oil stood bright, a jewel preserved through shock and fight. While museums burned and streets were torn, that guarded building stood reborn. And whispers traveled market stalls about intentions behind the walls. Divided empire carved in the sand, promises slipping through bloodstained hands. We welcome saviors, we buried the dead. Now broken banners are all that's left instead. Divided empire, cold wind flame, whispered in oil and spoken in blame. You split our fear, you split our faith, but fire unites what you separate. Is freedom drilled from wells of flame? Is liberty a brand name? Questions echoed in every street, where dust and rumor often meet. Contracts signed in distant rooms, boardrooms far from Baghdad's tombs. Televised in careful tone, yet anger in the alleys grown. Divide and rule in ancient art, pull a fragile land apart. Balance factions, tip the scale, let mutual suspicion prevail. Militias formed in shadow lanes, with grief and pride and old refrains. Each side claimed a rightful claim, each side stoked historic flame. In Fallujah, scarred and broken streets, the sound of boots and heartbeats meets. City of mosques and barricades, of roofed-up smoke and ambuscades. There for a moment lines were blurred beyond each sectarian word. Sunny and Shia anger crossed against the foreign power they lost. Not in love but in shared disdain, in common shock and common pain. A brief alignment born of fire against the new and armed empire. Empire speak in measured tone of stabilizing what they've sown. A strategy and grand design of timelines drawn in careful line. Vietnam had heard that song before, jungles burned by distant war. Hearts and minds and villages torn, a rising tide of storm reborn. In rice fields thick with humid air, another superpower's prayer to split the factions back aside and bend a nation's wounded pride. Afghanistan's high mountain stone hurt similar ambitions thrown. Tribes aligned and cast aside as doctrine shifted with the tide. History whispered through the sand, empire struggled to command what cannot neatly be controlled. No fit inside a script of old. Back in Iraq, the spiral turned, as shrines were bombed and neighborhoods burned. Retaliation met reply, an endless grieving lullaby. Markets shattered, bridges fell, families trapped in private hell. The dream of unity grew thin, as militias hardened from within. Foreign troops in armored lines spoke of progress, true new signs. Every checkpoint, every raid, another silent enemy made. The narrative of oil and greed became a powerful spreading seed, with a simple truth or warped belief. It fed the roots of shared grief. Perception shapes the battlefield more than armor, tanks, or shield. If motives seem correct or cold, no speech can make the story whole. So when withdrawal filled the news and bases packed their heavy shoes, the vacuum yawned again, immense, beyond the reach of common sense. Allies of yesterday split once more, as SecNet sacked in civil war. Oh, suspicions reappeared, every promise now revered or feared. From fractured soil, a shadow grew, calling itself both pure and new. ISIS rising in black display, feeding on the disarray. It claimed a caliphate of dread on cities where so much had bled, turning rage into a throne. Carved from grief not fully known as those who once had briefly stood in Fallujah's brotherhood of blood. Turned their weapons side to side as ISIS spread its brutal tide. The lesson carved in dust and flame is not so simple, not so tame. Empires enter with a plan but cannot script the heart of man. Divided in pyramid read, like timeless council statesmen heed. Yet in a world of cameras live, division multiplies and thrives. For every line that's drawn to split, creates new fractures under, and every rival armed to fight may shift allegiance overnight. Divided empire may read like timeless council statesmen heed. Yet in a world of cameras live, division multiplies and thrives. For every line that's drawn to split, creates new fractures under it. Promises written across the sky, freedom whisper through the sand. A trembling, hopeful, battered land. For years beneath the restless rain, fear had been a daily chain. So when the